What if the difference between being overlooked and being fully booked is simply how you're positioning yourself online? Imagine landing clients, speaking gigs, and media features, not because you're grinding harder, but because your brand authority speaks for you. Ready to learn how? When we return. Welcome back to the Making of a Mompreneur Show, where we support moms building businesses that fuel their dreams without sacrificing what matters most. I'm your host, Rasheeda Green. I am the founder and CEO of Get Coaching, the host of this wonderful Mompreneur HQ community, and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy. And we help moms to start, grow, and scale their online businesses so that they don't have to lose themselves or their families in the process, right? Because it's so difficult at times to do both. But we can help you with that. And we do that through coaching, courses, content, and of course, through this community and the Digimompreneur Academy. All right. So if you were wondering, today we're talking about booked, featured, and paid, how to elevate your brand authority for more clients and visibility. We're diving into the topic that every mompreneur needs to master, and that is building your brand authority so you can attract more clients, land media features, and get paid what you're worth. So if you are ready, I want you to go ahead and put hashtag ready and let me know which city you're tuning in from, whether that be from New York or California. We want to know the wide reach of the Mompreneur HQ community. Meanwhile, I am going to take a moment to introduce our special guest today, Stephanie Treasure. Stephanie is an online marketing mentor, business strategist, international speaker, and encourager with over 15 years of experience helping female coaches and consultants to build profitable, purpose driven businesses. She's helped her clients achieve 338,000K launches, 10K months, fill their coaching practices, land publicity spots, and be recognized as the go to experts in their industries. Now, today, Stephanie's here to share exactly how you can get booked, featured, and paid by elevating your brand authority. Even if you're starting small or feel invisible online right now, she can help you out. So I want you to grab your notebook, your paper, pen, digital device, whatever it is you're going to need to take down these good notes today, because this is one of those episodes that you will want to replay like over and over again until you get all the notes. So you might as well get your book and write it down now. So without further ado, let me introduce you to our special guest, Miss Stephanie Treasure.
Hey there. Hi, Rashida. Hashtag ready. I'm starting the
Yes.
hashtag trend. I'm here and I'm ready. I'm so excited and honored to be a part of the Mompreneur Show. Thank you so much for having me. And I do hope that I can share some value with your viewers here today that they can run with and implement and start to see some results. So I'm hashtag ready to go.
All right. Thank you. See, that's what I'm saying. See, good coaches are also good listeners and they follow directions. So I thank you. Even though Stephanie is our honored guest today, she made sure to say hashtag ready. And you know what? She's probably very familiar with that because she also watches the show. So thank you so much for your support in the Mompreneur HQ. Really appreciate it. And how you reach out and keep in touch with your past clients because y'all, if y'all don't already know, she's also my coach. Welcome. Now, if you want me to take some time to get to know you a little better, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and what you're doing, Stephanie.
Come again. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't. There seemed to
I'm
be
sorry.
like a little
No problem.
garbled.
I just wanted you to introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what you do, and how you help the
Okay.
people.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm a marketing strategist and business mentor, and I support other coaches and consultants to have massive sales and conversions in their businesses while also standing out as an expert and an authority in their industry so that they can attract more of their ideal clients, make an impact, and do the work that they love as well as be handsomely rewarded for it. And I love what I do. I've been doing this now for just under 20 years. And yes, I'm proud to call Rasheeda one of my clients. And it's my mission to support as much. And I'm really happy that I'm here on the Mompreneur Show because part of my story in terms of how I started was my calling as a mom, as a new mom, as well as or juxtaposed against still having that part of me that is very career driven and wanting to do all the things. I wanted to play nurture and mother for my son, as well as I wanted to be able to do the marketing and business that I love, but not in the corporate sense anymore, because that was going to stifle me in some sense in terms of take away from the time and the freedom that I had to give to my growing family, as well as I felt limited in the sense of what I could do in the corporate sense, while
Mhm.
here as an entrepreneur supporting my clients with marketing and business, I'm able to show up and give and support in what I feel like is bigger ways. I am not waiting for promotion to do certain things in my business. I am able to do the marketing and the business on various levels with my clients, depending on what they're doing, what they're bringing to the table, what they're trying to accomplish, whether that's to write a book or to launch an in person event or launch a new program or get some PR. I'm able to do work in various ways with them in my strength, doing the work that I love, and of course, getting paid nicely to do it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I like how you introduced yourself and talked about why you got into this business. And even as an entrepreneur, or a mom, rather, looking for opportunities to be able to be with your child and still get paid for things that you love to do. Talking about our topic of being booked and featured and paid, I know that you also visibility strategist. What exactly is brand authority? How would you explain that to someone who may be watching and not understanding really what that is?
Great. So I'm going to explain that in two facets. So, first of all, the first part of that, which is the brand, I want for everybody listening here today, no matter what your business is about, you are your brand. You are part of your brand. You are the owner of the company. You are the face of the business in some way, shape, or form in terms of the marketing that you're doing, especially if you're utilizing social media. Your face is what's going to come forward, even if your business has a name in and of itself. Your face, your personality, what you bring to the table, how you bring it to the table, how you can support your clients, whether it's through your physical products or your coaching or your services, you are the brand of your business. And coupling it now with the authority piece, authority is when you have a name or a persona that is known and revered and expected, rather respected. A name for yourself that people can say, wow, if you're looking for support with meditation, Deepak Chopra is your guy. If you're looking for support with a certain kind of thing, this person is your person. If you're looking for support on how to grow your business as a mompreneur, Rasheeda Green and her digipreneur community is the place you want to be. Okay. So it's that having that authority, that name, that recognition in your industry, that brand authority where not only are your ideal clients seeking you out because they've heard your name, they've come across your website, somebody has referred you, but your colleagues are also seeking you out to speak on what you're known for, to speak on your topic, to teach their community. You're being asked to step in and as the expert in supporting mompreneurs to grow their business or to create digital products. They're bringing you in to help their communities, their community members who want to do the same thing. So it's not tangible, something that you can have and hold, but you're going to know that you're there when you are bringing in, you're attracting opportunities regularly to speak on stages or to speak to private groups, as well as when you bring leads and potential clients into your funnel, onto your email list, onto your Facebook group, and right away they're pinching you, they're touching you on the shoulder, reaching out to you privately via DM or via email and saying, "Hey, can you tell me about how you work with people because I heard you on such and such a talk or somebody sent me here and they said that you're the person that helps people with this thing. Can you tell me more about how that works?" Or they're looking at your website and they see, oh, a link to book a call. Right away, they're booking that call without you having to overtly promote yourself or to pull them in or strong arm them. They're just coming your way in those organic ways seemingly out of the blues, even though it's because of the legwork that you're doing to establish that brand authority that's ongoing, that's lasting, and that keeps people coming in the door, coming through the door.
Wow, that was such a thorough and complete. I'm telling
Make
y'all,
sense?
y'all need to put these hashtag nugget in the comment field if that was a nugget for you, because that was a very thorough and complete answer. And I don't think anybody can get confused from this point on about what brand authority is for the way that you broke down the brand and then the authority. You talked about knowing when you're there. There are some people who might feel like they're invisible online and who may not be there yet. What are some early signs that a mompreneur needs to start working on their authority positioning, or some strategies that that they can start to increase their visibility?
So, some signs that I would say that you need, that some cues that the authority piece is missing, is again when you have that authority brand, when you have that name that's respected and known, people tend to go, like what I the term I like to use is they go from cold to sold pretty quickly. They don't need to jump on the email list and read every look for your bio and read all the testimonials and do all the things and stay there and wait for your next email, and a month goes by and 6 months goes by and a year go by and two goes by before they're thinking that they're in a place where they want to buy. Years ago there was somebody that was in my community, and I was doing the rounds following up with who I thought were my warm and hot leads and saying, hey, the doors to this program closes on this day. Do you want to jump in? And one of the persons responded to say, oh, I normally don't buy from somebody until I really get a chance to feel them out. And that was one of the signs for me that if she, and this was somebody that I felt was a warm or hot lead. So she had been in my space, and yet she didn't feel like she knew who I was or was comfortable with what I was bringing to the table enough to say yes to the offer, because she was still trying to feel me out after all, what I felt a lot of time had passed. And so if you're in a place where you're either hearing I can't afford it when you get on sales calls, or when you're launching something you don't have that many people making inquiries, or you're having people on your list, they seem to be there, and you'll do a flash sale or you are promoting something and they're barely signing up. They're not sold on the fact that you're an authority and a leader on this thing. So they're not seeing your events, your challenge, or your free challenge, or your paid product as a must have. They're not sold that you're selling gold here because you're an authority on this thing and you've put this together. So of course they want to have it. They're not sold on that. When you're seeing that lackluster sales or feeling like you have to convince people, or you're not getting people on calls when you say, hey, I have 3 spots on my calendar, they're not scrambling to be like, wow, really? Where do I book the call? That those are subtle signs that somehow your message isn't landing, or you're not being believed as the authority on the topic or the expertise or the product or the course or the information that you're putting out there. Okay. And again, it's not something that you can have and you can hold. It's subtle signs, but when you feel that things are just not moving as they should, even though you know that you're putting value out there, you want to know, you want to see if you can turn the notch up on some things that will really position you as an authority and have people see that, wow, they're in a community, they're on the email list, they're in the group of somebody who really knows their stuff. And whenever she that person holds a webinar or a masterclass or a challenge, they want to be a part of it. Whenever you are saying, oh, I just produced this new 5-part course on XYZ, they want to get a hold of it because they know that you're an authority, you've gotten results, you've gotten your clients results. And so this product or this experience is highly valuable. So if you'd like, I can share with you some ways that you can work on creating that authority factor for the work that you do for your brand, and really have your people come in as hot leads and ready to buy, ready to sign up whenever you have any kind of experience or any kind of program that will do its work to support your people and help them to achieve transformation.
Don't stop there. If you got some tips that you want to share that's going to help the community, then go right here. We are waiting because I was going to ask you about the secret sauce, but if you already have the tips that can help the community, go right ahead. We're ready.
Okay, so my intention, I'm going to share with you three strategies that you can use to really build up that authority that will attract not only clients, but more opportunities. And my intention is that with each of these, while each of these are strategies in and of in themselves that takes time to develop, you can really start at very surface level right here where you are within I would say within the next 7 days or within the week of watching this. You can implement one or more of these strategies and start to feel a shift in the way that your audience sees you, and in terms of how you feel about how you're showing up as your journey progresses towards really standing out as an expert and as an authority in your niche. So here are the three strategies for you. The first one is speaking. Speaking on real stages, of course, we all know that if you get invited to speak in a real life speaking engagement, that's huge, especially in front of your ideal clients, where you are brought in as the expert or you're flown in, right? We all would love to get to land opportunities like that, and it's possible for you. But taking baby steps, starting from where you are, whether or not you've been you've spoken before, you can quite easily start to add this to your repertoire and really build up that brand authority. So you can speak on virtual stages, and those can look like podcasts, summits, video shows or interview shows like this beautiful show that Rasheeda and her team has put together. So that's you creating your own show, creating your own stage, and bringing people to you, right? You can do those kinds of engagements. But the thing with speaking is that when you speak, you're seen as an authority. You get a chance to express and talk about the kinds of things that your clients are wanting to, the problems that they want to get solved, the pain points that they're having, or the things that they want to achieve, those things that they really desire to have. You get a chance to express and speak on those fronts. And as you do that, you're portraying what you know, what you stand for, how you can support your clients. You can weave in stories about client successes or your own success as you speak on these various stages. And when you do, say on a podcast and a summit where you're able to, invited by the host, you can drive that traffic to another point where they can connect with you further. When they do enter your platform, they're coming in as a hot lead because they've seen you speak on a stage that they respect that host, they've signed up for this valuable event, and there you are, front and center, speaking as one of the experts among the others that have been invited to speak. Okay. So it positions you as an authority. It brings in warm and hot leads. And when you're seen in this light as an expert, you're also able to command higher pricing, higher rates for the work that you do. And you also attract one thing that I found with this too is that you attract quality team members who see what you are, what you're about and what you do, and they want to be a part of your message. They want to be a part of your brand. They want to be a part of what you're doing as you do your part to make an impact, to make a difference in the world. So you can get started with speaking very easily, very simply. I'll give you a tip. First, come up with a talk. I like to say your signature talk, but even if you don't feel like you have that signature talk, that you would want to shop to a TV network, just come up with a topic that you know your ideal clients either want to hear about because it addresses a problem that they have or addresses a solution or transformation that they want. And then reach out to, I'm sure as you're listening to this, you have other business friends and colleagues who are also speaking and marketing to a like minded audience or an audience that's similar to yours, but they're doing different things to that audience in terms of the service that they provide. So they're serving that audience in a different way from you. And let's just say you both have a community, you both have Facebook groups, or you both have a Facebook page, or you're both marketing on YouTube, or you're both marketing on Instagram. Arrange with each other to do an interview swap where you each interview the other person for that your wider communities on your respective platform. So you're both chatting, having a conversation, giving value on a specific topic to your respective audiences, and you're both being brought in as the expert to that other audience. So you get a chance to widen your reach. You get a chance to say, hey, I was featured on this person's platform, and you get a chance to share your expertise with a new community who's going to see you as an expert in that space. Okay, so that's something that you can roll out within the next 7 days, and you can promote it to your on your personal profile or anywhere that you have a community or friends gathered. As you do features like that, you can set a few up for the next few weeks so that you can start to put yourself out there and be seen by others who are interested or they look like the kind of audience or have the characteristics of the audience that you're looking to reach.
I
So
love
that's the
that.
first thing. Thank you. Thank you. So that it's really easy to get started, won't you? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, the collaboration part, I think, makes it easier because sometimes when we're
Yeah.
trying to go at it on our own, we get tired, worn out, or we figure, oh, I don't have the audience for that. Oh, my size, nobody's really interested in my type of audience, which is always false. If you just do a little research, if you just check with your network, there's somebody in your network, somebody that's even in the community that you're in that is always looking for somebody else to do a swap with or collaborate or who also has the same idea in mind. I need to grow. How can we do this? Let's collaborate. Let's do something. Let's do a swap. That really makes a lot of sense in trying, especially if you're doing it at the beginning, you're new to it and you don't really know where to go. Collabs definitely sound like a great idea to get started.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm glad you said that because actually that's my second point, right? The speaking in front of an audience and leveraging your colleagues' audience is a great way to start speaking more and speaking on other stages until you're ready to, because it takes some research and time to find the right fit podcasts that you can pitch to be on as you build up your speaking credits, so to speak. So the
Mhm.
second strategy is to collaborate. And when I think of collaborations and joint ventures, it's wide and varied. So it can be like what I described in terms of really getting started with speaking on others' stages. But it can also be where you join forces with a colleague to bring together a training. It could be where both of you, or rather, you decide to do, say, a panel discussion. So it's yourself and maybe three other colleagues that are talking about a common theme, and you're live streaming it to each other's communities and reaching more people that way. So again, that's something that you can roll out pretty quickly. And when you're positioned, think of when you see people on CNN, when there's a top story and they're looking to get viewpoints from other people. They're bringing together these various experts on this panel, giving their viewpoints and streaming that to the wider public, to the wider audience of everybody combined, right? So that's one way that you can collaborate in order to position yourself as an expert because you're talking about relevant topics with colleagues who are also leaders in their niche and getting your name out there that way. And then the third way is through what I call authority video marketing, where you do video content that talks about the top problems or the top desires or the top transformation, or even sharing client success stories or client case studies and interviews, relevant topics that really pulls your expertise to the fore because these are serious matters or current matters or relevant matters to your audience. And doing that on strategically placing that content on your profiles in the featured content area, so that whenever you're out there and people are googling you and trying to find you, which they're going to find your social media before they find your website, not only would they find your profiles, but they see the top or most coveted content, your client success story or top strategies. They see that before they see anything else. Okay. So that even if they don't scroll down and look at your other things, they'll see that first. And that's the content that's painting you and the work that you do in the best light so that they can get indoctrinated in a way that really lures them in and really sees you as an expert before they consume the rest of their content as they go through your funnel and possibly into a phone call at some point in the soon after that, and then into your programs.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. We're almost out of time. This is so good. Now, listen, y'all got
We were
all
having so much
this.
fun.
She has broken down visibility and authority for you, giving you three strategies that you can implement like today. But of course, if you don't want to overwhelm yourself and don't want to feel like nobody's pushing you to do anything, pick one. Just pick one of the things that she talked about out of the three strategies, which were speaking, collaboration, and authority video marketing. Those are three different things. Some can be combined together. She talked about the panel discussion and everyone being able to share. Not only is that helping your visibility and your authority, but it may also help to increase your followers, your number of followers and your group members and your email list. So this is a strategy that can be helpful on so many different levels. And so I'm thankful, Stephanie, that you were able to come up on the Mom Making of a Mompreneur Show and share with us these strategies on how to get booked, featured, and paid. Because at the end of the day, that's what we need, no matter if we're coaches, content creators, or even product based businesses. We are in the business of making money. And how can we do that? By getting visible and making an impression with positioning our authority. So thank you so much for that. Let's see. We typically would end our show with this or that, but so we're going to do that before we close out. And so, Stephanie, we have three questions for you, and we're going to start. It might be easy, it might be a little challenging, but I think you got this. So, when we're talking about visibility style, which do you prefer, speaking on stage or podcast interviews?
Speaking on stage.
Speaking on stage. All right. Awesome. Content creation. We're talking about writing, like as in blogs, articles, books, or video. Do you prefer live stream, YouTube, Reels, that type of thing?
Video,
Video. Yeah, I can see you because your
video, always.
personality.
I love video.
Got it. And last one. You relax and recharge? Is it a beach getaway or plant-based cooking at home? And this is not really fair because of your heritage. But what is it?
Yes, yes.
Getaway or
Wow,
plant-based
wow,
cooking?
that's a tough one because I like to dive into some plant-based cooking, but I do repeat, so I'm going to say plant-based for now.
Plant-based cooking. Awesome. Thank you so much. I
Yes.
hope that helped you all to get to know Miss Stephanie Treasure a little better. And Stephanie, I heard has a gift for us. Can you tell us how people can, just tell us what you have for the audience and we'll go from there.
And you'll do the link. Okay, all right. So Rashida and her team will share the link below. So it's called the Visibility Cheat Sheet to getting fully booked. And although it says cheat sheet, this is actually an 11-page guide where I share with you the top reasons, some of which I share today, why you want to get visible and seen as an authority. I share with you like a step-by-step cadence that you can go through to not really a cadence, but rather a checklist of things that you want to do to optimize all your profiles, your social media profiles, a place where you and your brand can be found so that your people can see you when you do receive traffic. You're ready to you fix everything up in a certain way that they're able to land and either access your lead magnet, they're able to see a certain kind of interview or client success story, etc. And I also share with you a little playbooks of sorts in the cheat sheet where you can map out what you should be doing weekly, monthly, and quarterly. And then that's where you map out a cadence now of what you need to be doing at those frequencies in order to get and stay visible. So you're able to go through that in the book and you're guided every step of the way. And I know you're going to find it useful, especially in the context of what I shared here today.
And she's not even charging y'all for this. So you better go ahead and get this download from Miss Stephanie Treasure. And before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to tell the Mompreneur HQ community? Is there some final word of advice that you would like to share?
As you go about your visibility efforts, always remember that as nervous as you are, and as much as I was talking today and going through the motions, I used to be really, really nervous as it relates to public speaking. And even though I said I'd prefer to speak on a live stage, I used to be really nervous around doing that. But always take the ego away from yourself and the attention away from yourself and think about the end viewer or listener in terms of anything that you're doing as it relates to visibility and even just the content that you're sharing with your people. Always wanting to leave an impression that is going to be valuable for the listener or viewer, less so for you, but more so for them. And that's what will keep them coming back. Always think of your listener or your viewer, just your end user, your audience. Think about them first. What will benefit them? What will leave a lasting impression? What will have them feeling like they gained something valuable here and want to continue to be in your space so that they can gain more value, gain more inspiration, as well as jump into your containers to see how they can best be supported by the work that you do.
Thank you so much. You've heard it here, everyone, from Miss Stephanie Treasure in our show today, booked, featured, and paid, how to elevate your brand authority for more clients and visibility. If you haven't already, make sure that you like, comment, and share this episode. And if there is any episode that you would like to see in particular, go ahead and put that in the comments as well so that we can make sure that we're giving you what you need to succeed in business. Thank you again for your time, Miss Stephanie, and all those who watched. Until next time.